you're a beginner who's trying to get in shape right now, I honestly don't blame you for being confused. One person says you need to bulk. Another says you need to cut. One guy says eat 6 meals a day. Another says fasting is the answer. One influencer says cardio kills gains. Another says lifting alone isn't enough. And somehow every single person is selling the real truth. At some point you have to ask, is fitness actually complicated? Or is the fitness industry making it confusing on purpose? Because I think for a lot of beginners, it's the second one. If you're new to my channel, I'm Ben Murphy, a normal guy who went from fat to fit, and I put on several pounds of lean muscle mass along the way. Now, I'm helping others who struggle to do the same. Today, I want to talk about why the fitness industry feels so overwhelming when you're just starting out, why so much beginner advice sounds contradictory, and why confusion is actually profitable. And more importantly, I want to simplify it so if you're new to the gym, you can stop overthinking and start actually making progress. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Confusion is good for business. Because if getting in shape was explained honestly, it would sound almost too simple. Lift weights consistently, eat enough protein, sleep enough, move more, do that for a long time. That's not exciting. That doesn't sell a secret. That doesn't sell a course. That doesn't sell a supplement stack. That doesn't get as many clicks as videos with titles like, "The 3 foods killing your testosterone," "Never do cardio again," "The 1 mistake ruining your gains," "Why everything you know about fat loss is wrong." The fitness industry often makes money by taking simple things and wrapping them in urgency, fear, and fake complexity. Because when beginners feel confused, they keep searching. And when they keep searching, somebody profits. If you're brand new, you do not need advanced information, but that's exactly what the internet feeds you. A beginner just wants to know, what exercises should I do? How many days should I train? What should I eat? How do I lose fat or build muscle? Instead, they get hit with optimal training splits, insulin timing, hormone hacks, cold plunges, cortisol fear, seed oil debates, natural versus enhanced arguments, hypertrophy science breakdowns, pre-workout ingredients, whether they should train to failure every sets. It's way too much. Some beginners don't fail because they're lazy. A lot do, for sure. But some fail because they're overloaded. They feel like they need a PhD in fitness before they're allowed to step on a treadmill or touch a dumbbell. And that is ridiculous. Another reason fitness feels impossible for beginners is because they hear totally opposite advice from people who all sound confident. For example, eat more to build muscle. Eat less to lose fat. Do cardio for fat loss. Cardio destroys muscle. Train hard every day. No, recovery is everything. Full body is best. No, push-pull legs. No, bro split. No, upper-lower. And the beginner is just sitting there thinking, what am I actually supposed to do? Here's the reality. A lot of advice in fitness is not completely wrong. It's just missing context. Different things can work for a bodybuilder, a powerlifter, a 14-year-old kid, a mom with 2 jobs, a guy trying to lose 80 pounds, an athlete training for performance. Those are different people with different goals, but social media acts like there's one universal answer for everyone. So beginners end up thinking fitness is complicated, when really they're just getting advice meant for somebody else. A huge part of the modern fitness industry is not education. It's identity. People aren't just selling workouts anymore. They're selling tribes. You're not just lifting weights. Now, you're supposed to become the carnivore guy, the hybrid athlete, the no days off savage, the evidence-based science guy, the anti-cardio guy, the functional training guy, the old school hardcore lifter, the biohacker. And beginners feel pressure to pick a side before they've even built basic habits. That's another reason this whole thing gets so confusing. Because instead of hearing, here's a simple beginner plan that works, they hear, join my philosophy, join my system, join my lifestyle. And once advice gets tied to identity, people stop trying to be clear. They start trying to be different. Because being clear doesn't always go viral, but being extreme does. Now comes the part nobody wants to hear, but it's the truth. Not just for beginners, but for intermediate and advanced lifters, the basics are still king. Not hacks, not secrets, not advanced optimization. The basics. If you're just starting, your body doesn't need a complicated protocol. It needs consistency. You probably don't need 6 supplements, a perfect macro calculator, a fancy split, a $400 hormone panel, a metabolism reset, or some influencer's 90-minute chest day. You probably need to do this. Train 3 to 4 times a week. Learn basic lifts, calisthenics, and machines. Eat enough protein. Stop overeating junk all the time. Walk more. Sleep better. Repeat that for 6 months without quitting. That's what changes people. But again, that's too simple for an industry that always wants to keep your attention. So if you're a beginner and fitness feels confusing, here's what I would focus on. Number 1, pick a simple training plan. 3 or 4 days a week is plenty enough. Do basic movements like squats, Romanian deadlifts, bench press, rows, pull-ups, presses, curls, extensions. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a plan you'll actually follow. Number 2, focus on protein and calories. You don't need to eat like a bodybuilder. Just start with protein at each meal, more whole foods, fewer mindless snacks, fewer liquid calories. If fat loss is the goal, eat a little less, a deficit. If muscle gain is the goal, eat a little more, a surplus. Not extreme, just intentional. Number 3, stop changing your routine every week. This is where a lot of beginners mess up. They try one plan for 5 days, then switch. They stick to a diet for a little while, then change it. They buy one program, switch it up, and buy another. Your body can't adapt to inconsistency. It adapts to consistency. Number 4, ignore most advanced content. If a video is about hormone optimization, nutrient timing, advanced periodization, obscure supplements, elite level training methods, that's not where your attention should be right now. Number 5, track a few simple things. You should be tracking body weight, workouts, steps taken throughout the day, protein eaten, and progress photos. That's enough data for all beginners. A lot of people think beginners quit because they lack discipline. And sometimes that's true. Don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of the time they quit because they have information overload and they feel like they're going to fail a test. Trust me, fitness isn't complicated. It's simple.